Hey everybody, welcome to Bura Tech. In this episode, we're going to be talking about WallStreetBets, GameStop, and how that relates to learning to code. Alright, welcome back. First in this video, I want to make sure you like and subscribe. The more likes and subscribes we get, the more content we can make. So, let's talk a little bit about GameStop. Now, if you have been reading the news, GameStop has been making all-time highs with ridiculous gains. And what's been happening is that there's an online subreddit called WallStreetBets that targets companies that have a large short position. And what this will do is that once those shorts cover, it should move the price up. Now, this is very complicated, but the short answer that you need to understand is that when a short position is covered, it is the same as a buy. So if I had a huge short position on a stock and I had to cover that by some way, shape, or form, perhaps I was on a margin call, I have to cover that short, and once that short's covered, it's the same as a buy. So GameStop was ridiculously shorted by a ton of hedge funds, and a lot of these people from WallStreetBets, what they did is they bought the price and they forced those margin calls on these hedge funds to basically cover their shorts. And what this does is that this makes the price go parabolic. Now, there's a lot of key things in here that are really important in terms of how society's working, how the economy is working, and why learning to code is such a good idea. So one of the things people have been doing on WallStreetBets is taking their stimulus checks and buying options on these stocks, particularly the stocks that have been highly shorted, again, to trigger this short squeeze. Now, you can normally buy a stock and this will have the same effect. But if you use options, for example, calls, that has a leveraged effect. And if you don't know what leverage is when you make a trade, but you add some extra multiplier to it. So let's say you want to make a trade that something's going to go up, but instead of betting $100, that will go to $200. You say that if it goes to $200, you want 5 times the return. Likewise, if it goes down to 50, you'll lose 5 times your amount of money as well. So leverage is extremely risky, and options are a great way to use leverage, but at the same time, it can be very risky. There are some people on WallStreetBets that have lost a lot of money, like $10 million worth of money just on these options. Now, I've always said that options are maybe a bit too risky unless you really know what you're doing. And if I were to get into option trading, I would paper trade for a long time before I actually did it with my own money. But the point is that a lot of the WallStreetBet purchases aren't just buying shares, they are option trading. Now, the big news here is that Robinhood has ceased trading on GameStop. Now, this is an ever-evolving situation, and by the time you watch this, the information might change, but the one key reason is that a lot of hedge funds have lost a ton of money with their short positions on GameStop. And apparently this is completely unacceptable for hedge funds to lose money, but for retail investors, it's completely okay to lose money. So the thing is that a free market is supposed to have a set of rules and you play by those rules. But right now, the rules are being manipulated to serve a certain portion of the society. And in this case, hedge funds have a lot more power than the retail investor. And this is something that's really interesting. And this does, believe it or not, relate back to learning how to code. So I've said this in previous videos, is that if you're closer to the money printing, you're gonna be more successful. And learning to code jumps the queue for wherever you are. Chances are you are jumping the queue closer to the money printing if you learn to code. Because a lot of the money printing goes to these hedge funds, and these hedge funds invest in startups, and those startups get ridiculous evaluations. That's one thing about society today. A lot of asset prices are absolutely ridiculous. Housing, stocks, startups, everything might be in a bubble, and I don't exactly know this for sure. All I do know is that when I look at stocks relative to what they're worth, they're completely out of whack. So GameStop's price surge is a symptom of the overall economy not working the way most of us probably think an economy should work. So as of this video, Mammoth Interactive has just raised a ton of money on Kickstarter, and you can see the price and the Kickstarter right here. We're very excited to continue making this product. So the reason why I tell people to learn to code is because it's a slow burn over many years that will make you more prosperous than if you didn't learn to code. Now, if you are good at coding and you really want to learn, this is something that you should absolutely do, because again, you need to have multiple streams of income. You need to invest, have a good job, and possibly freelance and have a side hustle as well. And investment can be everything from cryptos to stocks to real estate. It doesn't matter what it is, you need to be doing it. But you also need to have money to buy these assets. And the best way to do that is to be involved in technology in some way, shape, or form. Because there's a ton of money flowing into technology straight from the money printer. And learning the code, if you're good at it, is the easiest way, again, to jump the queue closer to the money printer. Alright, so that concludes this video. Have you traded GameStop? Are you on Robinhood? I want to know your comments down below. Have you learned to code? Have you realized that if you learn to code, you end up making more money? Is this something that's happened to you? I want to read your comments down below. Remember, this channel doesn't do a Patreon. Instead, we sell our digital products down below. The more money I get from the content that you buy below, the more content we can make. If you really like this channel, you can subscribe to Mammoth Interactive's huge library of content. We release 20 to 60 hours of fresh new content per month, every single month. And our goal is to get to 10,000 monthly subscribers. We have a monthly and yearly options. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much. Not only do you make this channel possible, but you make Mammoth Interactive possible. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.